Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daphne and I make videos on DIYs and home decor. And in today's video, we will be upholstering this chair I found on the street a few months ago. I asked you guys over on IG if I should take it or not, and so many of you said yes, and luckily it was still there the day after. It's been sitting in the balcony for around 3 months because that's what I personally like to do with furniture I pick up from the street to ensure they are definitely COVID-free. But I also disinfected it with wipes as much as I could. Now, although I do like this chair a lot, it does not match my house decor, so I will be upholstering it for Alex's new store. If you guys are new to this channel, my boyfriend Alex recently opened a store where they do vehicle conversions to electric, and they've gone for an industrial design. So my last couple of videos are leaning more towards the industrial design, but I promise you guys, this is the last piece of furniture I will be making for Alex's store for a while. So as you guys can tell, there's a lot of wear and tear on this chair. The cushion needs to be changed and the handles are not the vibe I am going for. I do not like the laminate look on them. Also for fabric, I will be using a leftover IKEA curtain that I already have in my stash. And to be honest, I didn't really know what to do with this curtain fabric, and I think I have now found the perfect opportunity to use it. So I will be using the Hannalena curtains in gray. I wonder if it's common to use curtains for upholstery, because initially I wanted to use a different upholstery fabric, but it was out of stock, so I had to improvise, and I came up with the idea of using these curtains. And I'm sure this has been done before, but it was one of those epiphany moments that make you feel really proud of yourself for coming up with an idea. Anyway, last but not least, it's important to mention that I unfortunately do not know how to sew. So this is going to be a no-sew technique. So if you also don't know how to sew, or if you're looking for a quick no-sew fix, then keep on watching and let's get started on our upholstery project. So my first step was to remove the back cushion and the seat as well. And once everything was removed, I went ahead and wiped clean the rest of the chair to remove any dust or dirt that had accumulated over the past 3 months. Since I will be spray painting the frame, it is very important to create a clean surface for the spray paint. I initially wanted to save the wooden handles to create as little waste as possible, so I tried to remove the laminate layer using a screwdriver first, but that did not work out at all. The laminate would just snap, so I thought that if I heat up the glue, it would be easier to remove it, and I did that using a hair dryer and a putty knife. I would definitely not suggest you try that. I think you all know where this is going. If you think my hands are too close to the putty knife, yes, they were. So that did not work out either, so I thought of sanding the laminate with a very coarse paper. So I used a 40 grit sandpaper, and that seemed to work for a while, but once I reached the glue, it started going really slow, and as the original wood started to show, it became apparent that it was in very bad shape. Right, so this is the result of sanding for at least an hour. This is not working, so I'm actually gonna remove this and buy a new piece of wood. This is just not worth it. It's too much work for a mediocre result, because these pieces of wood are very old. You guys, these are such bad quality. Look at their underneath. It's totally chipped. These are very, very aged. I'm very happy to be replacing them with new ones, to be honest. So I ended up purchasing a piece of pine wood cut to the same dimensions, and I placed the original wood on top of the new one to draw the little curves on the side, and then using my jigsaw I cut those sides and then smoothed them out with a 120 grit sandpaper, and I also used the same sandpaper to sand the rest of the wood to prepare it for staining. Once I was done with sanding, I wiped the new handles clean and made sure they are free of dust and stained them with 1 coat of walnut stain. Next, I spray painted the frame using a black spray paint in matte finish, and that gave it a clean and fresh look. It's amazing what some new paint can do to a piece of furniture. To reupholster the chair, I first removed the existing fabric with a staple remover, and by the way, I saved the white piece of fabric for the new upholstery. I was surprised to see what was under the old fabric and cushion. Let's just say I'm happy I got to replace it. For the cushion, I went to an upholstery factory and the owner was nice enough to give me some foam for free. He told me it was not worth fixing this chair because it has no value, so I think he felt kind of sorry for me for wanting to revive it, but I do appreciate the free touch. So I cut the excess foam with a knife, and once I brought it down to the correct dimensions, I glued the outline with some hot glue to make sure it stays in place while I upholster the fabric. Then I took the curtain fabric and folded it in half, placed it on the foam, and once it was centered, I cut off any excess fabric and then centered it on the foam again, making sure it is nice and flat. Then I stapled the fabric while stretching it to avoid any wrinkles. I folded the corners the same way you drop the sides of a present so that it forms a 90-degree angle, and I also added the white piece of fabric that I saved, and that's the seat done. Next, I followed the exact same process for the back cushion, so I removed the old fabric and foam. I placed the new foam on the frame and cut off the excess, and then hot glued the sides on the frame. I stapled the new fabric and followed the exact same technique to fold the corners. Once that was completed, I took a new piece of folded fabric and measured the back of the cushion, leaving a few extra centimeters. I cut off the excess and then secured with hot glue the crease in the middle, as well as the edges of the fabric. I also folded the sides that didn't have any stitching to create a more uniform result and secured them with hot glue as well. And by the way, instead of hot glue, you can of course use fabric glue. Finally, I attached that on the back of the cushion with hot glue, and that's the back cushion complete. And that, you guys, completes this upholstery project. So let's jump to the reveal in 3, 2, 1. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. I personally think it turned out really good. I really like it, and it only cost me around 6 euros to make it, which was definitely worth it for that price. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to say, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you're not already for more home decor and DIY content, and also click on the notification bell to get notified whenever a new video comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!